For one last time this season, it's match day in the Barclays Women's Super League. And we close the campaign with two of its standout success stories, both chasing records. We have an FA Cup final at Wembley on the horizon, and today a win would secure the highest points tally in the club's top-flight history. Tottenham reached that mark themselves against London City Lionesses last time out, after an impressive debut season under Brighton Hove that has the perfect farewell in her final game for the club. Hello and welcome to Amex Stadium for the final day of the Barclays Women's Super League season. Here this afternoon, Brighton and Hove Albion host Tottenham Hotspur. Well, 7 points separate these two in the Barclays Women's Super League table. And while 3 points won't move either of them up a place, Brighton will be well aware of London City Lionesses breathing heavily down their necks. Spurs broke their best ever top-flight point tally with a win over London City last time out. 3 points for Brighton and Hove Albion today would see them set their own new record. This is, of course, one of 6 Barclays Women's Super League fixtures unfolding this afternoon as the curtain falls on yet another unforgettable campaign. Champions Manchester City continue their title celebrations with a trip to West Ham United today. But the real drama lies in the battle for second place. Arsenal travel to Liverpool, Chelsea welcome Manchester United. Two London clubs locked in a battle for automatic qualification to next season's UEFA Women's Champions League. Well, the teams will be walking out to Amex Stadium in the sun very shortly. But first, Olivia Dodd has been speaking to both camps, and Dario Vidicic feels his side are full of momentum coming into this game.
I think not just that game, but I think also the weeks also leading into that one. And it always is nice when you have a close to the last kick of the game is the winning goal to take you to Wembley. But we know we've got another very tough game today, and we want to try to finish our season in the most positive way.
Yeah, how much would it mean to end the WSL season with a win today?
Look, it'd be massive for us because it would then be our best ever season. So the girls then would be the best team to perform. And, that was set last season, and today they have a chance to beat that mark.
In terms of team news, you make one change. Sophie Badgley comes in goal. What can you tell us about that?
No, look, she's been terrific all season. I think she also gets a chance to play. So, she's been doing very, very well in goals. But, I thought today, to finish off the season, Baggers to play. And she'll also give us some good options playing against the Tottenham press.
And in terms of team news, you're unchanged from the side that faced London City. Is that just a show of how confident you are in this starting 11?
Yeah, of course, and it's not just the starting 11 but the team, and I think we performed really well in the last game for large parts of that, and I think the players deserve to start again, and whether it's the last game of the season or not, we don't want to just come in and kind of make it a free hit. I want to make sure that we still push. It's still the last game of the season. You want to be remembered for what you do in this game, and you mostly are, and I want to make sure it's a good performance.
The reverse fixture was a 1-0 win. Are you expecting another tight game today?
Yeah, of course. I think when we played last time, it was a game of two halves. We were good in the first half, they were good in the second, and we need to make sure that through the course of this game we're at the top of our level. If we are, we give ourselves a chance, but we know we're up against a really tough team in Brighton. They've had some really good results recently against some top teams. They're full of confidence, full of motivation. They have a final to look forward to, and yeah, we need to make sure that we match their levels today. Does
that confidence add another challenge for you?
No, it definitely adds more spice to the game. You want two teams who want to play, two teams who want to press aggressively, and by that confidence they have, we have confidence after our results on the weekend, and we want to make sure that we can continue that now.
Spurs, who you face today, it's another team who'll be keen to dominate the ball. How do you expect this game to play out?
I think it'll be a lot of momentum shifts. We know that they've got a lot of very good players. They're also very confident after the season that they've had. They're building each week, looking more and more solid. But we know how we want to play. We want to just again put together a better performance. And but today's a fantastic test for us.
Well, Brighton are back to home comforts this afternoon following that really dramatic win in the FA Cup semi-final on Merseyside. 2 goals down they were against Liverpool before coming back to win by 3 goals to 2, thanks to Nadina Nordam's first goal of the season coming in the 5th minute of stoppage time. They're good here as well on home turf. They've taken some big scalps recently as well, taking points against the likes of Manchester City, a 3-2 before that 1-1 draw against Arsenal, which did guarantee the citizens their first Barclays Women's Super League title in 10 years. They have had a major say in the title race, and under Dario Vidicic, that's exactly what they want to be doing next season, challenging for Europe and against Tottenham Hotspur, a side with very similar ambitions this afternoon. They come into this game having drawn at home to Manchester United and beaten London City Lionesses. It may be the end of this season, but for these two clubs, the future already feels incredibly bright. Brighton have a first ever FA Cup final just 2 weeks away, while off the pitch, stadium beside this very ground. Spurs, meanwhile, have enjoyed one of the finest seasons in history, and after another year of growth and development, they'll believe they can push even harder toward the established top four next term. They've been two of the Barclays Women's Super League's great stories this season. Brighton have upset the hierarchy. Spurs are thrilled with their attacking football. Just who will have the perfect sign-off this afternoon? It is just the one alteration for Brighton and Hove Albion after their dramatic FA Cup semi-final last time out. Sophie Bagley makes her first league start since January. Chiamaka Nnadozie rested for Wembley. It's an unchanged outfield in front of her. Maisie Simons racks up a century of Seagulls appearances in midfield this afternoon. Marisa Olislakers and Fran Kirby are the only current Brighton players with a goal against Spurs on their CV. It has been a whole 2 weeks since Spurs bounced back from a difficult spell against London City Lionesses, so Martin Ho goes for the same tried and tested 11 this afternoon. Katinka Tamberg scored the winning goal when these two met back in October. Evelina Summanen returns to the matchday squad, and Beth England will be hoping to make an impact on her final Spurs appearance from the bench. Well, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. I'm Max Jones, and alongside me is former Spurs captain Jenna Schillaci. And Jenna, it's a landmark afternoon for Maisie Simons today, and what an important player she has been for Brighton.
Yeah, a real leader for this Brighton team, Maisie Simons. 100 appearances today. She's that calm, constant in midfield, that anchor in the midfield that reads the game so well. A real landmark for her today. Last game of the season, and you know, she looks forward to walking her team out in an FA Cup final in a couple of weeks' time.
Match for Bethany England as well, who will be missed at Spurs.
Yeah, she's going to be a huge miss. Tottenham Hotspur's all-time leading goal scorer, 38 goals. She joined midway through the season of 22-23, where Tottenham are in real big trouble and a threat of going down, but she scored some hugely important goals in that season, keeping Tottenham in the WSL, and she's led the club, been a true leader, a role model, and you know, she's lived and breathed every second of it, and she'll be sorely missed.
So just the one change for both of these sides, and that is Sophie Bagley coming in to make her first appearance in the BWSL in a couple of months, and up against Tottenham Hotspur, one of the best goal-scoring sides in the division.
Yeah, I think Martin Ho's done a fantastic job in his first season at Tottenham Hotspur. Brought the best out of many players, great recruitment in January, and yeah, as you say, there's been goals all over the pitch with Gorpset, Bethany England, Olivia Holt, Weinberg, to name a few. So Bagley will, yeah, straight in, and I expect she'll have a busy afternoon.
Stacey Pearson, our referee, and for the final time this Barclays Women's Super League season, we are underway. And we are here at the Amex Stadium, where Brighton are hoping to extend their 7-match unbeaten run as momentum builds towards their very first FA Cup final. Spurs aiming for their first league double over Brighton since 2020. Jenna Schillaci, the sun's out and there's a good feeling in the air around both of these clubs.
Definitely very successful seasons for both clubs, as you mentioned, and not much between these two teams. Very similar in their style of play. Both like to possess the ball and press aggressively. So it'll be an interesting matchup today. Obviously, Tottenham have secured their best finish in the league since their time in the WSL, and Brighton will be looking to do that as well this afternoon.
Ollie Slackers finding Fran Kirby. Saker was the option to her right. Instead it goes to Simons, trying to clip one in for Haley. Charlie Rule challenging and able to win back possession. Simons finding Chankovic. What a partnership the pair of them have struck up this season in midfield. One back though by Spurs. Hermano. Final game of her loan spell from Chelsea this afternoon. Interesting to see just where her future lies next season. The talented Japanese forward.
Yeah, real asset since she's been involved in this Tottenham team. I know Martin Homer spoke about his desires to try and, you know, keep her, but I think the saying is never fall in love with a lone player. They'll only end up breaking your heart. But yeah, she's been a great positive of this season, and has brought those standards, that experience she's taken from Chelsea, and brought it into the dressing room at Tottenham.
Of course, she was a domestic treble winner with the Blues last season. Kirby recovering and finding Mukaminami. And now Venegas. Caitlin Hayes. Saker enjoying her finest goal-scoring season in England. Stacey Pearson happy for play to go on as that ball is punched forward. Nobody home for Brighton. Blackstad gives it straight back to Fran Kirby, the 41 up against the 14. And that is very calmly done by Amanda Nilden. Not once, but twice to evade Madison Haley as well.
Yeah, cool defending there. It's a bit scrappy at the back from Tottenham in the opening stages of the game, but Nilden there just so cool and composed on the ball. She's actually playing out of position as centre-back, left centre-back. Here you see a little cheeky turn.
From the Scalacci School of Defending, we're hearing. Drew Spence wearing the captain's armbands this afternoon for Spurs. Nilden with Blackstad there. One of many winter arrivals, finding another in the form of Sinja Gopset.
Simmons not giving Gopset any time at all on the ball in that midfield area. Two exciting young players, Gopset there. That's where she's probably at her best, where she's got her back to goal. She knows where the defender is. She's got that ability to be able to wiggle out of tight situations, using her strength to power on through that midfield area.
Tambo gives chase, and Hayes will get there first. Good anticipation by the Irish defender. It's interesting actually, Jenna, because we did do Sinja Gopset's debut together against Leicester at home for Spurs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And even within her first few touches of the ball, you could tell she was a special talent. So it has been incredibly encouraging just to see how many strides she's made since then.
Definitely, and we spoke on that afternoon about how long it would take her to settle in as a young player, moving country, new team, new league, and we saw glimpses of it in her debut, and she's really kicked on and became a key part of this team. And you know, the way that Martin wants to play, she's at the heart of it, and she's built some great connections. She's been impactful. She's got goals under her belts, assists and goal contributions. So a really exciting young talent, and can't wait to see her kick on next season.
Added a few goals to her game as well, 3 in the BWSL in her breakthrough campaign. One back here by Kirby. Jankovic. Ollie Slackers, oh, it was a clever idea, looking for the reverse ball back into the feet of Kirby. And she gets a thumbs up of approval from the Brighton striker.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Jankovic there just linking up for their teammate. Lovely disguised pass into Fran Kirby. She just couldn't keep hold of it. She was trying to take it on the turn. But good idea. I think Brighton have started brightly. Enjoyed a lot of the ball.
What a phenomenal job both of the managers in the dugouts have done this season. Really have had them playing some fantastic football across the course of the campaign. They've been able to reap the rewards from that as well. Of course, Dario Vidicic being able to fulfil a lifelong ambition of walking out at Wembley with his side in a fortnight's time. And Martin Ho already suggesting that Spurs have already strengthened for next season. They've done a lot of their business early, he said, so when the window does open, they are ready to spring into action.
Yeah, I think Brighton, suffered a few injuries to key players early on in the season. Kirby, Healy, and then obviously losing Michelle Agerman early on. But I think since the turn of the year, they've been in phenomenal form. They've won the majority of their WSL games this season, and they've been rewarded with a FA Cup final, you know, and I think it shows the character of this team to the way that FA game played out. You know, 2-0 down, they come back and win it in the added time. Been through a difficult period as well. The manager, Dario, obviously the passing of his father, and, you know, it's a tough... Football consumes you, and when you're going through something difficult like that, you know, to have an FA Cup final to show at the end of it is remarkable. I'm sure the club and the fans and the players are all very proud of, and I think once this game is done this afternoon, the excitement will start to build, and, you know, they'll enjoy every minute of it.
Interesting, of course, to see whether the starting 11 is the one that he will use at Wembley. We are expecting, of course, Chimaka Ndozi to come back in. What a revelation she's been in her first season in English football.
Yeah, she's had a fantastic season, and I think Dario likes to keep consistency in his starting 11. And obviously these players out here this afternoon are fighting for that shirt. They'll want their name to be read out in the starting 11 when it comes to FA Cup final day, so they've got something to fight for here.
Charlie Rule, starting 11 for the Seagulls at Wembley. She has one of their more consistent performers across the course of the campaign. Very versatile defender, playing on the right side of defence. Starting to make that position her own for the Matildas as well. Ollie Slackers strong in the challenge. Rule can prod it on for Kiko Seika. It was well handled there by Blackstad.
Well defended, Blackstad. CK's probably been Brighton's most threatening player, most influential player this season, but Blackstad is aware of the danger that she poses. She's pressing high, being brave in her defending, and wins the ball there.
Bit of a risky switch of play there from Lisa Kopp. Bit more time to pick her pass this time. Drew Spence. Up towards Stamberg. Spence losing out to a former teammate in Fran Kirby, who will get there ahead of Lisa Kopp. And she just about managed to get enough on it, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of confusion there between Toka Koga and Lizzie Klopp.
Given away again, and it wouldn't quite fall for Fran Kirby. An excellent recovery by Maika Hamano.
Yeah, Brighton are really playing on that front foot. This time Hamano coming to the rescue, just sliding in to get a touch to take it off the boot of Fran Kirby.
They like to take risks, don't they? They like to provoke, to try to lure in the press, Tottenham. But in Brighton, they have a team who are more than happy to apply that pressure.
Absolutely, and that's one of Brighton's DNA, that press that they've got. They've got the players who regained this time. It's Fran Kirby, and there you see Kopp, excellent, coming out and saving her teammate there. But I think when you both teams play in a similar way, you know, they'll be adamant in playing out from the back.
Oh, she's gone for the spectacular there, and it was not too far away. Well, Bagley was off her line, and it was worth a go, wasn't it?
Definitely was. Here you see Bagley playing out from the back. It's a loose pass there. And Holt with the vision. She's definitely got the quality and the technique to be able to execute that. Great vision from Holt. Just over the bar, but there you see a loose pass out from the back, Bagley, and this time it was Tottenham ready to pounce.
She has been a leading light for Spurs this season, and is making a name for herself as a long-range specialist as well. Scored another thumping strike against London City Lionesses for the winner the last time Spurs were in action. Although it might not even rank in her top 3 goals this season. She's scored so many. Matilda Wimberg able to clip it in towards Tamberg. Be kept alive here by Ella Morris. Spence for Gopset. Cut out by Venegas. He's done well to release Charlie Rule. Plenty of space for Seika to try to exploit. She tried to catch out. Lisa Kopp with the early strike. Goalkeeper equal to it.
Seika there, she knew she didn't have a lot of time. She's opted to take the ball on, take the shot on first time. Blackstead tracking her run. Doesn't really connect with it, but Kopp, it's enough to trouble Kopp. She has to get down, parries it out.
By far the busier of the 2 goalkeepers so far, Lisa Kopp. Spurs, though, will insist on playing it out from the back. Again, it is so useful to have someone so comfortable in possession. Starting the game at centre-back in Amanda Nilden. Will be invited to step out of defence now. Gopset. See the idea there, trying to curl it round for Matilda Wimberg. It will keep this one alive. Blackstad for Gopset. Late challenge on Kiko Seika.
Just Blackstad there, just into the challenge a little late. Tottenham moving the ball really, really well in that final third. Short, sharp passing, really, really simple. The players look like they've got a lot of freedom in that final third to be creative.
As mentioned, these are 2 sides very much on the up. Last season, Dario Vidicic led Brighton to their highest WSL finish of 5th, as well as their highest points total. It was 28 in his debut campaign. Then spoke of his desire to challenge for the top 4, to qualify for European football and to win trophies this season as well, which of course they do have the opportunity to do. against Manchester City on May 31st at Wembley. They have to try to shut out what is an entertaining Spurs front line here, though, first.
Well, they're in fine form at the minute. Unbeaten in 7 games in all competitions, 5 WSL games. They've got that confidence, the momentum's on their side. So actually today's really important for them in the build-up and preparation for the FA Cup final. Can they keep that momentum and that confidence?
Brighton obviously with a bit more sustained performance over the last couple of seasons, but just look at the job that Martin Ho has done. This time last year, Tottenham drew 1-1 with Everton in their final game. That left them 11th in the table. Also meant that they were without a win in 5 months under their former coach, Robert Villahamn. 12 months later, that derby win over London City Lionesses last time out, that ensured a top 5 finish for only the 2nd time in club history. It's made them more secure at the back, less reliant as well on Bethany England up top.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the turnaround has been remarkable in such a short space of time. You know, Martin came in the summer when confidence and morale was at a real low. So it takes time to build the players up. But from the start of the season, they looked like they'd been working together for a very long time.
One of the players that they've had to be without for much of the season was striding forward there, Ella Morris, only to be thwarted by Manuela Venegas. Cankovic. Kirby coming out wide, switching with Seika. Simons. Caitlin Hayes. Cankovic has dropped incredibly deep there just to try to get herself involved in the build-up. Maddie Hayes' layoff easy enough for Spurs to deal with. Stoker Koga, another player who has had a phenomenal campaign, still just 20 years old. She was recognised recently for her incredible form by being named the player of the season for Tottenham.
Yeah, I mean, you touched on it.
A bit of defending for her to do here as Blackstad can help out and Spurs will clear their lines.
Yeah, you touched on it earlier about the defensive vulnerabilities last season, and I think Koga and Claire Hunt's partnership, obviously Claire Hunt's currently injured, but that partnership and that stability at the back has really transferred Tottenham. And in Koga you've got a young player who, oh my God, there's no ceiling for her. On the ball she's phenomenal, that confidence, that ball carrier, defensively solid. And Tottenham, I think it was a real, you know, intent of where the club wants to go. Had to fight a lot of clubs to get her to sign for the club. She's definitely key in the present, but she's going to be part of the future of this club and a phenomenal young player.
So crucial in the build-up as well. And they like to play out from the back. Oh, and it's Seika who may escape in here. Frank Kirby with her, and the pass was just behind her. And for the 2nd time this afternoon, it's been that final ball that has let down Brighton.
Yeah, it was a deflection. The ball landed into the path of Seika, but I think Blackstad, if you watch it back, her defending was excellent. She recognised the danger and got back in position really, really quickly. Here you see it deflects off a Gopset. Blackstad there just does enough, makes it
really well defended, but Brighton, for the 2nd time, able to get into the Spurs penalty area. Here's Holtz. Of course, up for the Barclays Player of the Season award. Gopset. Spence finds the return. Signe Gopset! Bagley seemed confident of her angles. That is, though, an example of what she can do.
Yeah, starting there, great link up with Spence. And there you see, she's only got one thing in her mind. She holds the space, gets a touch out of her feet, looks up, and she's looking for that top corner. Almost executes it right, but fantastic effort. I think Gopset and Drew Spence have built a real partnership up there in a really tight space.
Has the confidence in her own ability to take a shot on from there. Still just 20 years old, of course. And her teammates trust her to get into those sorts of positions as well and do her thing.
Absolutely, and she's got that end product, she's got that quality in those areas. Go back to that Leicester game, we saw glimpses of it, didn't we, early on, where she looked like she'd been in the WSL and in the team for many, many years.
She was just shrugging off challenges in that match, wasn't she? Kirby. Slack is showing a bit too much of it to Spence. Simons. Oh, Caitlin Hayes has been caught in possession. Here goes Signe Gopset. Two up there with her. One of them is Katinka Tamberg, who pokes that shot well wide of the goal.
Bagley, great starting position, got off her line really quickly. Gopset again, using her strength just to power away. Beautiful pass, and then you can see the outside of the boot. She's trying to find the bottom corner, the far corner, sorry, to put Tamberg off.
Spurs starting to feel their way into this game.
Charles Rule just fell into the trap there of Gopset.
Maddie Haley, really powerful play by her, and not for the first time this afternoon. The execution has really let down another promising Brighton move, and it's a shame really, and unexpected from someone who has been in such good form recently as Maddie Haley.
Yeah, had a quiet start to this game, Haley there, first real glimpse. Just too heavy on the touch. Brighton have committed the bodies forward. Just that quality lacking.
Was, of course, nominated for the Barclays Women's Super League PFA Player of the Month award following her 3 goals in April. Scored the equaliser, actually, last weekend in the FA Cup semi-final against Liverpool, as Brighton did come from behind in the most dramatic of climaxes there.
She's definitely found her form at the right time with the upcoming FA Cup final. She's the type of player that can pop up and have those big moments in front of goal. Doesn't need too many chances.
Spence will get there first. Then Saker. Mano not shirking her defensive responsibilities. Back the Cop. Jankovic was leading the press, but that's a clever pass out. Space here for Gopset. Oh, and this is what she loves to do, Signe Gopset. Options left and right. It's Morris who was firing in the low cross, and Brighton had enough back there to block the route through to goal.
Yeah, great play from Gopset. That's where she's at her best, when there's grass in front of her, but great feet to lose the midfielder. And then what she does so well, she doesn't rush the passes.
In behind went Olivia Holt, and it was easy enough to deal with for Sophie Bagley after that. I guess on Signe Gopset, the company that she's keeping in terms of ball carrying, only Lauren James has travelled more distance with the ball in the Barclays Women's Super League this season.
She's similar to James in the sense that when she does have the ball and she does start that dribbling, so difficult for defenders to get the ball off of her. She's got that strength, she's got that technique, she can use both feet to wiggle away, and then she just powers out of really tight situations. And yeah, as I was saying, she doesn't panic in possession then. She's got that ability, that maturity to not rush passes, to bring her teammates into play.
We know it's going to be a summer of change at Tottenham Hotspur, especially with Andy Rogers leaving his role as managing director of the women's team as well. That ends a 24-year association with them. But you would imagine, regardless of what happens, Signe Gopset is definitely going to be at the heart of things next season.
Absolutely. I think there's obviously been a lot of change across the club as a whole, and Andy Rogers leaving after 3 years with the women's has left the club in a remarkable place to when he took on the role. And yeah, as you say, the signings like Gopset, the young players coming in, Koga, will definitely be the future of this club.
Here is Koga finding Gopset. A familiar combination to Spence. Morris with a bit of space and time out wide to Olivia Holt. Was able to travel here. Hermano trying to punch one through the lines. Gopset took that in her stride, and it's a risky challenge by Ollie Slackers right inside her penalty area. She did enough though to force Gopset away from goal.
Yeah, you thought the moment had gone there for Gopset, but she manages again. Find that extra yard, that strength to push for the throw-in.
Koga trying to go a bit more direct this time. That will fizzle out. Simons for all. Saker again, well matched by Blackstad on this near side, who's continued her run, and Blackstad's in a good position on this left-hand side. And it was a really inviting cross as well. Sophie Bagley again, quite happy to just watch that one go by.
Ella Morris was arriving a little bit late to the back post there, but again it's a move started by Gopset, and Blackstad there just picks the pass at the back post.
Gopset just seems to be a magnet to the ball at the moment. Hermano. And now Holt sticking out the ball, looking for Tamberg, and Bagley's able to pluck that one from the sky ahead of the Norwegian striker.
Good play. Hermano there, she shaped up like she was going to deliver a cross. And then it was
Spence. Spurs do, of course, have the more direct route through to goal as an option. Only Bunny Shaw has won more aerial duels this season than Tinker Tamberg. They have to defend here, though. Kiko Seika. Turning into a bit of a recurring theme for Brighton.
Yeah, just that quality. Not good enough, not there yet. Great ball from Simmons to find her teammate Seika, and here she's got time, she's got her head up. It's just behind, and Drew Spence making no mistake with the clearance. But there, Brighton, that is when they're really effective on the turnover. Tottenham were enjoying possession in the opposite half, and then they commit the bodies forward, and as you say, just lacking that quality in the final third, Brighton, at the minute.
Pounced upon by Jankovic. Morris needed to make that challenge, otherwise Ollie Slackers was through. Off goes Vinberg. Happy to just slow down play again, Tottenham. Milden for Holtz. Holt can turn away from Simons and bring Blackstad into play. There's plenty of space on the left-hand side if they can work it out there. Quite happy to remain in the centre of the pitch, Spurs. By Jankovic, she's taking her time in possession, isn't she? She won't be rushed. The Dutch goalkeeper.
It's nearly a little too much time there. You can see she's looking for options. Jankovic. Very aggressive with the press and forcing Kopp into a mistake.
She is their usual trigger going forwards. Elena Jankovic. And not only that, she has the quality in the final third. Nobody in the Brighton side has completed more final third passes than the Serbian. Haley can help it on for Rule. Took a really late challenge. Drew Spence it was, who felt as though she got enough of the ball.
See, Haley just brushes off Morris. Almost just a collision, wasn't it? Both players going for the ball at pace. Painful one. Haley gets the decision.
Hayes goes long. It's a neat touch in field, actually, by Kiko Seika. She has been rewarded with a free kick from Stacey Pearson.
Yeah, it's a really good touch. She drew in Nilden, the defender. She knew she was tight. Just a little touch around her. Nilden making no mistakes there. Taking one for the team.
I was going to say, either the ball or the player get past you, but never both. So Brighton have a free kick, 10 minutes left in this first half. It's their number 10 stood over it. Fired in by Jankovic. First contact was a Brighton head in Kiko Seika. He's always going to be asking a lot to steer that one goalwards. No goals so far, but they are able to enjoy the May sunshine. Holt for Gopset. Now Wimberg back for Gopset. Trying to make things tick, trying to inject a bit more pace and purpose. And she's released Matilda Wimberg. It's an excellent stop by Sophie Bagley. Playing time has been limited for her this season, but she reacted well there, and she may have just released her team on a counter-attack too, Sophie Bagley. Can Brighton hit back? Maisie Simons flicking it through, Seike unmarked. Haley went to ground and Stacey Pearson happy to just wave everyone back to their feet.
Well, a big opportunity. Gopset there, pulling all the strings. Too easy in that midfield area, and then Wimberg there. Give credit to Bagley, she comes out again. Got a teammate, Tamberg, screaming for the ball. You wonder if the square pass was the better option. She takes it on herself and Bagley saves the day. But again, that's come from Gopset, who's just busted up through the centre of midfield, picked it up deep in her own half, unchallenged, just brushing the defenders off, and then again picks that final pass, quality, and maybe the wrong decision from Wimberg.
Just the one goal for the Swedish winger this season in the BWSL. She has been much more of a creator. Nobody has got more assists in a Spurs shirt than Matilda Wimberg.
Yeah, young, skillful player. Limited minutes last season, but Brighton Hove is a player he backs, he sees the qualities in her, and as you say, had an impact in that final third with her goal contributions and assists. In that moment, I think just picked the wrong option.
Definitely a part of their plans for their future. Signing a new contract in March. Here come Brighton again. Venegas. And that one, routine for Lisa Kopp at her near post.
Yeah, Haley just waiting for the overlapping run. Venegas gets under it. Comfortable save from Kopp.
Starting to open up a bit more as we approach half-time, and here goes Wimberg again. Tamberg, the only player in support. Now they arrive as Bagley's just able to do enough to take it off Tamberg's head and then pounce at the second time of asking. Well, she's been called upon twice in quick succession, and each time she has answered.
Yeah, there's a great ball into that back post, caused a bit of chaos between keeper and defender, but Bagley, eyes on the ball, a really strong hand, almost to nick it off the head of Tamberg, and they're brave, just following up. Ellen Morris was running in for the follow-up, but Bagley, two big saves.
Caitlin Hayes it is who's requiring a bit of treatment here following that collision. See there, just ends up colliding with the post.
It's been quite end-to-end, hasn't it? Opened up, both teams holding nothing back in attack, and maybe allowing her teammates as well a little breather, a chance to regroup.
Just threatening to spark into life this match. Both teams have been able to surge forward in their numbers, but more often than not in the opening 41 minutes here, they've been let down by a final ball or two. However, the last 5 has been much better.
Yeah, definitely. I think just those final decisions, not getting them right yet. Definitely both teams look a lot more confident going forwards. And Bagley has been the hero. 2 big saves.
So Spurs starting to click into gear a bit more in front of goal. However, there have been times in this first half where very nearly victims of their own downfall, trying to play out from the back against a very eager and determined Brighton press. Koga wins it back. Holtz once more looking for Tamberg, who continues to ask the question on the last defender.
Bagley had time to take a touch there. Not sure why she went for a first-time pass. It was always bobbling and then it just falls back into the path of Hermano.
There may be a bit of rustiness creeping in. As mentioned, she's not played too many BWSL minutes this season, Sophie Bagley, although when Dario Vidicic was asked about his decision to rotate keepers for this game, he did mention that she would be good with her feet up against the Tottenham press. Minami looking to switch play to her compatriot Kikoseka. She picked out brilliantly there. Touch, though, invited the challenge from Blackstad. Spurs win it back. Tamberg. Arriving at the far post, waiting for this ball in from Morris. It was well matched by Ollie Slackers. It will be a Spurs corner.
Yeah, well defended and again well worked from Tottenham. Ella Morris just with the step overs, just trying to find that extra yard to get the cross in.
The first corner of the game. Just shy of half-time. Matilda Wimberg trusted to deliver. And it comes from Wimberg. Tamberg's challenging. And it's been flicked over the crossbar. Ella Morris it was, right underneath the goal.
It's a great delivery in, and Tamberg there. Challenge by the Brighton defender there. And then Ella Morris just trying to get something on it. There's lots of bodies around there. Good delivery.
It is quite the aerial duel, that. Tinker Tamberg up against Caitlin Hayes, two of the division's greatest headers of the ball. So 2 minutes and Tottenham with their tails up. Gopset still going. So powerful and graceful as she moves to find Olivia Holt. Back with Gopset. Oh, great feet. Signe Gopset. Another vital challenge, this time made by Charlie Rule, but once she gets going, she cannot be stopped.
Yeah, Olivia Holt does so well. Again, it looks like the ball's glued to her feet, and look at that footwork from Gopset to get her past the defenders, and then Rule. Vital block. What a player Gopset is. Honestly, every time she's got the ball, she's just left Simmons for dust, and Simmons is a top midfielder. Just brushes her off her, and then give credit to Holt in that situation as well, just wiggling away out of...
Vinberg in, over Tamberg's head. This will settle for Holt. We'll get a second bite of the cherry. Brighton will just about force that one clear, and is there a breakaway on here? Manuela Venegas up against Ella Morris. Spurs back in their shape, and that might just be it for this first half. Gopset. Is there still time for a breakthrough? Hermano rise the challenge, and that will be it from a lively first half showing at Amex Stadium, and one in which Sophie Bagley has been called into action. Far more than perhaps Dario Vidicic would have liked. An excellent stop to deny Matilda Vinberg before she was able to take it off the head of Tinker Tamberg. Signe Gopset has by far been the star of the game so far. It feels as though every time she comes forward, she is creating problems for the Brighton defence. But right now, yet to be beaten, both of these goalkeepers. Half-time in Sussex is Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Welcome back to Amex Stadium. There has been a change made at the interval, and it's Lena Gunning-Williams coming on in place of Maika Hermano, who was receiving a bit of treatment towards the end of that first half. Jenna Scalacci alongside me as she was for the first 45. Jenna, you've worked with Lena before. What can she add to this Spurs attack?
Yeah, Lena, product of the academy. She's a young, exciting young player with lots of energy, pace, finding that quality in the final third. She's grown, found her way within the first team. Obviously went out on a loan spell with Ipswich, scored many goals there, successful loan spell, and now she's just making her way in this first team environment. But yeah, she'll add that energy, that pace out in the wide areas.
Well, that is where the ball heads, but to the opposite flank to the one in which she is starting on. It's Fran Kirby coming forward for Brighton here. Spurs definitely ended the first half the sharper of the two. Brighton looking to be brightest here as it came in towards Haley. They made good contact on it. Lisa Kopp, though, unmoved in goal.
Yeah, Haley there just holding her space. Good ball in. Koga almost goes in with her half-heartedly there in the challenge and played into the hands of Kopp.
It's a lovely flick there by Olivia Holt to encourage Drew Spence forward. Back on the ball now, the Spurs captain, to find Gopset, who was influential in the first half here on the south coast. A reminder, a win for Brighton would secure their best ever points tally in a single season. Take them one beyond what they managed last season. Tottenham have already recorded that particular milestone this season. That one was easily ushered out of play. Was there a bit of a push from Ella Morris on Manuela Venegas? Well, no hard feelings between the two.
She came in some pace there, Venegas, just getting her body in front of the ball and player. Takes the little nudge from Morris.
Dario Vidicic said the second half of the FA Cup semi-final against Liverpool was one of the best halves of football that Brighton have played. So we're hoping his side come out of the blocks a bit more in this second period. Foul by Simons on Gopset.
This is a great battle going on all the first half between these two players, Gopset and Simons. Gopset getting the better here. Great first touch. Late challenge. It's just Lena Gunning-Williams tracking back, this time in the tackle.
Koga through the lines. Minami first to it, and here's Kirby looking to stretch play. Seike always a willing runner up against Nilden. It's Kiko Seike! And prodded in by the woman in form, Maddie Haley. Well, she just keeps finding the back of the net. And they're important goals too, and this one will keep that party vibe going all the way to Wembley.
Yeah, she's in the right place there. She makes the run. Great pass from Fran Kirby, who drops deep to find Seike. Seike does really well, using both feet, just fires the ball in. Kopp makes the contact, can't keep hold of it, and it falls into the path of Healy, who's there, arrived at the box at the perfect time. Just slides the ball in. Morris can't get back quick enough. But here you see Seike picks it up out wide, cuts inside, outside, fires it in. Kopp can't keep hold of it, and Healy's there again. Rives, perfect timing into the 6-yard box to slot the ball home.
5 goals now for Maddie Haley in her last 6 appearances in all competitions. It was her goal that got them back on level terms in the semi-final. Her goal now puts Brighton ahead. Someone who has been growing in influence as the season goes on. She had to wait an awful long time for her first of the season. Since then, she has not looked back.
I think you've got to give credit to Kirby in that the build-up to that goal. She drops so deep to pick up the ball and then just change the pace of the game. It's a great pass out wide to Seike, and she does the hard work. Healy just there to tap it home.
It's interesting, Kirby was speaking ahead of this game. She says she no longer runs around like a headless chicken. She's very selective about the position she takes up. Here's Seike finding Fran Kirby, can lay it off for Jankovic. Held by Lisa Kopp this time.
She strikes it well, Jankovic from distance. Seike again at the heart of it, linking up with Kirby. Really well set there. Straight into the hands of Kopp. Comfortable save in the end.
Brighton come forward again, Ollie Slackers. Kirby demanding it now. Seike, a drop of the shoulder. Kirby still calling for the ball inside the penalty area. That one will go out and behind though for a Spurs goal kick.
Seike causing all kinds of problems out on that right-hand side for the Tottenham defenders. This time it's Blackstead having to dive in. But yeah, Kirby and Seike, they link up so well. Done it all season, but here we're seeing it. Kirby's got the bit between her teeth.
The Seagulls have come flying out of the interval. Here's the goal scorer, Haley. Seike waiting for support. She gets here from Jelena Jankovic. Haley leaves it, and Fran Kirby couldn't quite sort her feet out.
Good from Healy there. She hears the call from Kirby. Seiki again, just patient. Hankovic finds Kirby, but just a loose first touch. Rare loose first touch from Kirby there.
Hunting in packs now, these Brighton players. Although Koga has been able to carry this ball a long way to find the feet of Tamberg. Helped on by Blackstad. Wimberg. Gopset for Spence. And one too many in the end for Spurs.
Yeah, it's just Spence there just trying to nudge the ball on. Doesn't connect with it. Allows Healy just to get back in. If anything, Tottenham just need to try and take the sting out of this Brighton team. They've got the momentum. You can see they've got that bit between their teeth now. They want to go on and add another goal, kill this game off.
Olisakis. It's another late challenge on Maddie Haley, who's getting a bit of treatment in the last few minutes. Amanda Nilden it was, getting a bit too close to Maddie Haley there. First player to receive a yellow card from Stacey Pearson this afternoon. Here's Gopset, initially stopped by Minami, who is down and requiring treatment as Tamberg can get into the box! It's the frame of the goal. The offside flag was raised on this near side.
We'll see Gopset again after the challenge. Then Blackstad here, it's a fantastic ball. You see Tamberg just trying to bend her run to stay on. Fantastic path into the path of Tamberg. Again, Bagley out, makes herself big. The flag goes up.
Here's Rule. Challenged by Tamberg. Minami back to her feet. Morris clears. Only as far as Shankovic. Here's Simons. Brighton still with plenty of players forward. Simons went for glory. That one whistling well wide.
Yeah, there was space in front of her to drive into. Defensive line of Tottenham were almost backing off of her. She takes it on early and well wide.
Still yet to score in the BWSL this season. Has featured in every single match for Brighton and Hove Albion. They say the greatest ability is availability, don't they? Arsenal last time out, the only match in which she hasn't started, Brighton's captain. Here she is, helping it on for Fran Kirby. Molly Stakers beaten to it by Morris. Gunning-Williams for Gopset. Stopped before she could get into her stride. Kirby's not going to give up on this one. Morris, time to take a touch, time to start looking forward for Spurs. Tamberg is in behind, she's timed her run to perfection this time. For the second time this afternoon, drags her shot wide of the goal.
There was some pass from Ella Morris. Little cheeky backheel, just a step in field, spots the run, pops it in between the centre-back and the full-back, and Tamberg almost scuffs at it, decides to take it on first time. Bagley's got a positional awareness right, she doesn't need to make a touch. Great ball from Ella Morris.
Tamberg, of course, has already scored against Brighton and Hove Albion this season, getting the winner in the reverse fixture. Seika finding Kirby. Simons. Rule is in behind, 3 to aim for inside the penalty area. And Ollie Slackers couldn't adjust her body. It was always going to be a difficult one to take from that angle.
There's a good patient build-up from Brighton, just slowed the game down. Great pass in to Rule, scoops under. And as you say, just a little bit too much on it. Some really good moments from Brighton in this second half. Great link-up play in that final third. Kirby, Seike at the heart of it again.
Given how the last two games have gone, I'd love to find out what Dario Vidicic has said to his team at the interval. Some inspiring half-time words. Vinberg. Now Blackstad. Morris. Spence making good ground through the middle, and Venegas matched her stride every step of the way.
Venegas was nearly caught out with the ball over the top, but she does really, really well. There you see, she knows where Drew Spence is. Gets the first touch in.
She's the player who started off the comeback in the FA Cup semi-final against Liverpool last weekend, Manuela Venegas. Koga. Olivia Holtz. Gunning Williams, teasing one in. Oh, and it's Tamberg with a huge opportunity. Put right on her head by Charlie Rule. It's almost as if she wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, just think the body positioning. She's quite square on there. Just loses her bearings, I think. Can't keep it on target, but it was a good delivery in by Lena Gunner-Williams. She gets under it to the back post, and then, as you say, maybe comes a bit too quickly for Tamberg to be able to adjust her feet and her body position.
Concern for Brighton ahead of their FA Cup final. Charlie Rule, who has been a near ever present for them at fullback this season, not looking too comfortable after this one. It looks like she lands really awkwardly. Straight away, they signalled over to the medical staff.
There was no contact there. It was definitely a heavy landing, I think. Just stretching out the calf, that Achilles area. I imagine they won't want to take too many risks with an FA Cup final coming up.
An hour on the clock, and it's Maddie Haley's goal, which currently separates the two sides. Seike firing towards Lisa Kopp, who was partially unsighted by Toka Koga And it meant that Maddie Haley was on hand to sweep up and sweep in her 4th BWSL goal of the campaign.
Yeah, she was there. She was in the right place at the right time, on her toes, ready to take on any deflections, any loose balls, and she does exactly that.
Two changes imminent for Dario Vidicic. One of them, Nadina Nordam, their stoppage time hero in the semi-final. Entered the pitch in the 89th minute against Liverpool and scored just 4 minutes later. First of all, it is Charlie Rule coming off, and it's Melis and Pamay coming on. And Nadina Nordam is the other change. On for Fran Kirby, who will be wrapped up in cotton wool ahead of Brighton's trip to Wembley.
Well, Norden, last weekend you want your subs to come on and have that impact, and what an impact she did. Turn the tide completely on its head. Immediate impact to take her team to an FA Cup final at Wembley.
Not only that, her first ever goal for the Seagulls. It's the stuff you dream of. In fact, she said that she has had that dream ever since she did a tour of Wembley Stadium with her mum 10 years ago.
Wow.
She will now be playing for Brighton in an FA Cup final with an opportunity to lift the club's very first piece of major silverware. Having watched one of his fullbacks go down injured, Dario Vidicic, unsurprisingly, is on the edge of his technical area, just showing a slight concern of the health of Manuela Venegas following that challenge. Oh, that's a lovely bit of skill by Maisie Simons. He was cruelly pulled back. It was all that they could do to stop her. Beautiful bit of footwork.
Here we see it. Unbelievable skill there from Simmons, and Morris, to save her blushes, has to pull her back. Fantastic from the captain.
And there was an error. Case of mistaken identity from Stacey Pearson. So she initially showed the yellow card to, I think, Tinka Tamberg. That one has now been reallocated to Ella Morris.
Morris thought she'd got away with that one.
Fired in by Jankovic. Haley was climbing. Here's Simons, and there is a head injury there, so Stacey Pearson will just stop play to make sure everything is okay before waving on. The Spurs medical team, Drew Spence is the player down.
She just gets an elbow there. Haley on her way down.
Just gets caught in the sandwich of players, doesn't she,
Yep.
Drew Spence? Drew Spence has been a trusted lieutenant for Martin Ho. He's only missed 3 games all season in the league. crucial part of the squad that he's built, and because of their success, he has been nominated for the Barclays Women's Super League Manager of the Season, along with Andre Eglerts and Renee Slagers. Now, Caitlin Hayes has just received the yellow card there from Stacey Pearson. We're told that was for dissent. Stacey Pearson had enough of hearing from the Irish defender. Gopset gives chase. Flag stays down. Morris up there ahead of her. Tamberg too. Gopset fancies taking on all comers until she hits the blue and white Brighton wall.
Yeah, she was just swarmed there by blue and white shirts. Nowhere to go. Well defended.
Maddie Haley really not happy with that challenge, or indeed the frequency of the challenges on her.
Olivia Holt went into the challenge. She's saying it's her face.
Still, she asks the question of the officials, suggesting it was an elbow, or maybe there was a deliberate hand to her face from Olivia Holt. So Brighton have to defend with 10 for now. 20 minutes remaining at Amex Stadium. Still Spurs trailing by a goal to nil. Blackstad looking to change that. Vinberg's ball! And Lena Gunning-Williams was millimetres away.
That was the ball. It was a fantastic ball. Vinberg and Blackstad linking up again on that left-hand side. It was a inch-perfect ball.
Gunning-Williams, really neat control inside the penalty area. Venegas took a risk sliding in, but she got it right. It will be a Spurs corner. It could have been so much more.
Yeah, there you see. Blackstad here just linking up with Vinberg. A fantastic ball, and Lena Gunning-Williams comes sliding in. It's a second too late. Real opportunity there to put our team level.
Vinberg's ball. Tamberg the target. It will come here for Olivia Holt, who could just tease one in, and Bagley had to be strong. Bagley was strong, drawing the foul from Koga.
Excellent. Bagley just commanding her area. Gets up. She's got Koga and Gopset lining up. Fantastic from Holt. Changes the pace, and there you see Koga just trying to get anything on it. Bagley claims.
Bearing in mind, this is just her third BWSL appearance of the season. Sophie Bagley has more than held her own and repaid the faith that her coach has shown in her by selecting her this afternoon.
think she's been fantastic. I think she made some huge saves in that first half. She's commanded her area. She's tried to play out from that back, a few loose passes, but considering she's had limited game time this season, yeah, I'd have to agree. I think she's been fantastic.
Thankfully, back to her feet and able to continue.
She's an experienced goalkeeper, isn't she, in the WSL? A true professional. She can step in, she's ready. That's the life of a goalkeeper. You've got to be ready when called upon, and we've seen that this afternoon.
Still remember her making flying saves for Bristol City a few seasons ago. She may be called into action again. Vinberg tricking her way into the penalty area. No hint of that one being a foul, but it will be another set piece for Spurs.
Vinberg starting to cause problems now. You see 1v1, gets the better of her. And Pombe, there's lots of harms flying around there. Can they make this count?
Vinberg, something a bit different. Finding Olivia Holtz, whose shot was charged down. Haley didn't quite get hold of that one. She does at the second attempt, and then it's hooked clear by Kiko Seike.
Creating a lot of opportunities. Tottenham just can't seem to find that way through this Brighton defensive line.
Gunning-Williams for Tamberg. Gopset. Looking for Tamberg, who was screaming for a handball there.
It was an awkward ball to defend for the Brighton defender there. It was low. Always had to go in for a diving header type clearance.
Gopset caught in possession. Here's Snordam. Seike. Back four, Nadine Nordam! Lisa Kopp, always the favourite to save that one. Not too much power on the strike by Nordam.
No, Nordam couldn't really get too much backlift for the shot. Seike here just teasing Nilden again. Lays it into the path, but no real power at all. Inside of the foot, and it's a comfortable foot save there for Kopp.
And Pome, not quite on the same wavelength as Seike. Nordam. Molly Slackers couldn't find Haley. Venegas. Away from Gunning-Williams. Koga able to nip in. Gopset. Stolen back by Simons.
Battle's still going on there, isn't it, between the two players? Simons starting to win a few challenges in that midfield area.
Gunning-Williams was offside, so let's see. This is the moment that Katinka Tamberg was appealing for. It definitely hits the hand, doesn't it?
Does. Can see Minami going down. She's trying to header it, but it certainly comes up off of the upper arm there. Not sure there's too much she could do.
Now this is troubling because Anna Gunning-Williams is in some real pain here. She's trying to walk it off. She's been told to go back down again. And let's just hope that this is a contact injury, because it is always a worry when a player reaches for their knee.
She's planted that leg down, but she's up, she's moving, which is a good sign. But as you say, yeah, it's always a real worry when there's no contact, when a player goes down holding that knee area.
You never want to say the acronym, do you?
No.
Out loud. So, Tinker Thunberg leaving the pitch here, which means for the final time in Spurs colours, Bethany England takes to the stage. Nobody has scored more Barclays Women's Super League goals for them, and not many have had a greater impact on the club's trajectory. But what a 2.5 years it's been for her in North London. And an opportunity here to go out with a bang, Jenna Scalacci.
I mean, a huge player for this club, and the growth. She's been a part of it for the last 3 years. You know, 38 goals, Tottenham's all-time leading goal scorer, and, you know, she certainly knows where the net is. A frustrating afternoon for Thunberg. What better player to bring off the bench, and hopefully she can give to Tottenham fans a send-off this afternoon with a goal. But yeah, like you say, a true servant for the club, a true leader. The standards she's brought from her time at Chelsea have put Tottenham on that trajectory. She's been a huge part of their growth, and, you know, the club owes her a lot. They gave her a great send-off last couple of weeks ago against London City Lionesses. Hopefully she gets the send-off she deserves today.
She's got a very good scoring record against Brighton and Hove Albion. 8 times she struck against them, 4 of those have come for Tottenham. She's also, along with Fran Kirby, the joint highest goal scorer on the final day of the BWSL season in years gone by. So if you ever want to turn to someone in this particular fixture, on this particular afternoon, it will be their captain, Beth England. Spence. Hooked forward by Morris. Here is England for the first time this afternoon. Gunning-Williams holding her width. 3 to aim for ahead of her. England just arriving as well. Blackstad couldn't get there. There is a stunning finish. And the equaliser from Olivia Holt. Brighton struggling to clear their lines. And Holt, the Barclays Women's Super League Player of the Season nominee, did not need a second invitation.
Yeah, she's done it again, Holt. Special player. Beth England injecting some pace into the midfield. Lena, it was a weak cross in, but Blackstead doesn't give it up, and it falls kindly to Olivia Holt, who just volleys it. Lots of power in to hammer it past Bagley. There you see Simmons just can't get her foot in. And she fires it in. Fantastic goal from Holt.
She does so much of her best work on the edge of the penalty area, Olivia Holt. She's proven there she can react with the best of them when she's inside the 18-yard box too.
Yeah, it was scrappy in there, wasn't it? The penalty box. Simmons couldn't get hold of it. Brighton couldn't clear their lines. You don't want the ball to falter Holt in those kind of areas.
It's Minami. Haley infield, finding Simons. Nordown was trying to break in behind.
Milden done enough, just used her body in front of Norden.
Venegas can bring that one under control. Simons taken away from Cankovic. Rachel McLaughlin and Rosa Kafaji have both come on to the pitch. Caitlin Hayes, one of the two players coming off. Kiko Seika, the other. So a brand new right side for Brighton as we close out this game. Perhaps some much needed energy.
Holt and Simmons again at it. Real battle, both such strong, clever, intelligent players, not giving each other an inch.
Out forward by Venegas. Spence caught Simons late there, so Brighton with a good position to swing a dangerous delivery into the box.
Oh, it's a dangerous area there. You see Simons gets the first touch, take it beyond Drew Spence. There can be too many complaints.
So Simons and Cankovic over this one. You wonder whether the captain will pull rank. For so much of this second half, Brighton had led. Spurs equalised moments ago. Can Brighton nudge their noses in front once more? Not like that. With the ball coming off Stacey Pearson.
That was well defended, Koga. Got up the highest, clear it into the referee.
Throwing back to her playing days, perhaps, for Stacey Pearson. Simons turning away from Spence. Spence is penalised once more, and this time it will be a yellow card.
Simon's been ever at the minute again. Really good play. Spence just holding her back. She accelerates. Can't afford to put another foot wrong now, Spence.
You can see from these 85 minutes we've had just why Maisie Simons is so well loved in this part of the country. Cankovic with the free kick this time. Spence can only find Kafaji. Nordam laying it off. There's Simons, who tried to place one into the bottom corner, and she will know that is a huge chance for her first of the season.
Yeah, she just holds her position, times her run perfectly, and you can see she's just uses the inside of the foot, almost trying to cushion it into that near corner. Big opportunity there to put her team up.
Morris. Don't think there's any danger of this game fizzling out, especially with England now leading the line for Spurs and desperate to leave a mark in her final game for the club. But it is Brighton who have looked the most likely since Tottenham's goal. Gunning-Williams, joined by Ollie Slackers, and forcing another Spurs corner.
Lots of black shirts there, making their way into the box. Slackers doing her defensive duties. Got Beth England in there, just holding her space at the back post. Excellent in set pieces, Beth England.
Less than 2 minutes remaining of the 90. Wimberg's delivery. Haley behind that one, flicked on by Nordam. Wimberg, part two. Venegas underneath it this time. Third time lucky, perhaps? No, this one straight into the arms of Sophie Bagley.
Too much on that one. You can see Beth England was trying to just hold her line. Got to defend this now.
Well, one more change coming for Brighton and Hove Albion here. Ola Tvedten, he made a full BWSL debut against Arsenal last time out. She impressed on the left-hand side. She's replacing Marisa Ollie Slackers. Joined, of course, from Vålerenga in January. Was a regular opponent, actually, for Martin Ho's Brann out in Norway. We've had our 90 minutes. So in the final game of this Barclays Women's Super League season, we are told there will be a healthy dose of stoppage time and more than enough time for one of these two to turn 1 point into 3. Wimberg's delivery up towards Koga. And Brighton will steal it back. Kafaji. Fresh legs having just come onto the pitch, but ran out of space. And Bethany England is giving chase. Bagley's a long way from goal. It's Toka Koga! Oh, that's magnificent! What a way to sign off the Barclays Women's Super League season for Spurs. A late winner from perhaps their most dependable player this season, who continues to go from strength to strength in a Spurs shirt. Wow.
Well, you'd expect that finish from the likes of Holt or Gopset. But it's Koga, and that smile says everything. There you see Beth England just running, putting the work in, and Koga there picks up the ball. She knows Bagley's come out. She knows the goal's open. Head up, one thought in her mind, and she executes it perfectly. Unbelievable from the young centre-back. Unbelievable. I think the smile and the celebration says it all. Fantastic from the young Koga.
Just her second goal in English football, Toka Koga. it will be very, very hard to top that. Here comes England. Gobset. They're breaking forward in numbers now. England desperate to get the perfect send-off here, and it was thwarted by Melis Simpome.
There's Gobset and England there charging down. And then Bethany England there, you see she gets a look up. She sees Bagley off her line again, but great recovery from the Brighton defender.
So Jenna, your Barclays player of the match, Signe Gobset.
Yeah, I think she's been unbelievable this afternoon. I think her ball carrying has been absolutely incredible. The way she carries herself, the ball.
Swung in towards her here from the corner, very nearly glancing that one towards goal.
Yeah, the ability to create moments out of nothing, and she's done it time and time again in that first half where she was picking the ball up, driving through the heart of midfield. She's had a battle on her hands all afternoon with Simmons, but I think she's come out on top. She's been absolutely superb.
Gunning Williams straight into an offside position there.
I think that end product as well for Signe Gobset. She does the hard work, but she's always got an end product at the end of it. You know, that quality under pressure to deliver, to assist her teammates.
Kafaji forced inside. It's back towards goal. It's Maddie Haley, whose shot was blocked on its way through by her own teammate, Olag Svedten, in the way.
Feet from Kafaji. Just a little step over to lose the defender, and Haley there just fires it in, and it's Toga Koga again. Well defended.
Venegas. Simons runs that one out to play. Double change for Spurs. So Evelina Summanen making her return to action alongside Olga Artinen, who of course signed a new long-term deal this month. And Gobset able to receive her ovation and appreciation from the Spurs backroom staff. Svedten battling away on this near touchline with Ella Morris and bundling into her unfairly.
Well defended there from Ella Morris. Breathing down her neck. It was strong. Drew the foul in.
Not sure there was too much in that between Spence and Nordam. Well, it is the end of a special campaign for both of these sides. So it was always going to take something truly special to separate them this afternoon. But not many would have predicted that it would have come from Toka Koga from just inside the Brighton and Hove Albion half. Her goal, her stunning strike means that Spurs finish with a win to mark an impressive season of progress under Martin Hove. They will head into the summer knowing exactly what they need to do to refresh, to rebuild and to go again stronger than ever in the new campaign following this record-breaking term. For Brighton, it's about regrouping now and refocusing on the FA Cup final, their first trip to Wembley in a couple of weeks' time. They'll take the positives from today and they'll be able to take those all the way up Wembley way. They'll face Manchester City on May the 31st. It is the end of another Barclays Women's Super League season, one which has seen both of these teams hit unprecedented heights in the division. And the future is certainly looking bright for both of these teams. It finishes here at Amex Stadium. Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Well, Jenna Scalacci, what a game that was. Perhaps in times it wasn't as fluent as we have seen these sides this season. But as mentioned, plenty of positives to take for both of these teams.
Yeah, definitely. I think both teams have had a really, really good season. Not much between them, as we said earlier on, but I think Brighton have had a tough season and they've still come out and they've still got an FA Cup final to look forward to in the upcoming weeks. And then as for Tottenham, I think a season of growth, a real season of growth. Going to be a lot of change over the summer, but I think this is a club now that's got the foundation, it's got the investment behind them to really kick on and break into that top four.
And for Brighton and Hove Albion as well, the defeats today, still plenty to celebrate, and they'll now just be focusing on that game against Manchester City in 2 weeks' time, the FA Cup final at Wembley. But now, though, let's head back down to pitch side. Olivia Dodd has been speaking with our Barclays player of the match, Signe Gaupset.
Congratulations on those 3 points. That felt like an intense game from the stands. What was it like to play in?
Yeah, it was a really tough game and a lot of duels and a lot of free kicks and stopping the game. So it's like a bit frustrating as well, especially when you're under. But it's really nice that we score 2 goals and win this game.
Yeah, how important is it to finish the season on a high?
It's really important, and we take the momentum into next season, and yeah, a deserved holiday now, and then we will take all the good stuff with us into pre-season and next season.
It's been a brilliant season for Spurs, their best ever in the WSL. How do you reflect on the season as a whole?
I think it's been a really good season, and for me coming in January, it's been really easy to come into the group, and yeah, it's a really nice group of players and stuff, and it's been so fun to be a part of it.
Great, and any plans for the summer or just lots of resting?
Lots of resting and spend time with family.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Oh, and congratulations, you're the player of the match.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So celebrations for Spurs, unfortunately for Brighton and Hove Albion. A late winner from Freya Godfrey for London City Lionesses at home to Aston Villa this afternoon. Means that London City Lionesses do leapfrog Brighton and Hove Albion into 6th place. But following a 5th place finish last term and this time round still able to build upon that, there is plenty to be excited about for the Seagulls.
Yeah, definitely. There's been a lot of growth again, and you can see the images here. They look disappointed, they look frustrated, and, you know, that's the mentality that this Brighton team have. And they've got to pick themselves up now after today, because they've got a huge couple of weeks to build up to an FA Cup final, a chance to make another bit of history for these players and these staff members. So, yeah, they'll be frustrated to drop a point on the place on the table, but they've had some season, they've had struggles along the way, and they've still got an FA Cup final to look forward to.
And with players like Fran Kirby in their team, they have so much experience, a 4-time winner, for goodness sake, with Chelsea. And she will certainly be helping them to try to achieve glory. Here's a look back at some of the key moments from this afternoon's game. Fran Kirby heavily involved in the opening goal as Seika smashed it towards goal. Lisa Kopp couldn't hold it, and Maddie Haley continued her red-hot form to net.
Yes, CK fires the ball with some pace, link up with Kirby. Kopp cannot do much about it. She sees it late with Toka in front of her, and it falls into the path of Haley, who slides it into the back of the net. But Seike and Fran Kirby at the heart of everything for Brighton.
The 4th BWSL goal of the season for the American. And Spurs very nearly hit back themselves. Tamberg had a couple of occasions, didn't she, in this game where she was able to burst in behind the lines, but just unable to test Sophie Bagley.
Yeah, this one here, she takes it on early, takes it first time, might scuffs it across the face of the goal.
Beth England's introduction added some much-needed energy into the Spurs attack. Lena Garling-Williams across the face of goal. Blackstad competing, and then popped up nicely. And Olivia Holt made no mistake from just outside the 6-yard box.
Holt in those positions, so dangerous. Ball in from Gunnar Williams. Simmons cannot deal with it there. And then Holt just fires it in past Bagley.
Someone who has made her name this season with some absolute rockets from outside the penalty area. Well, she managed to find the top corner there from just inside. At 1-1, it was Brighton who were trying to push forward on the counter-attack, but when Bagley came a long way from her goal, Toka Koga saw an opportunity, and my goodness me, didn't she take it.
An unbelievable finish from the young centre-back. You see, as soon as she picks it up, she's got one thing in her mind, one touch. She knows Bagley's off the line, an excellent technique to lob Bagley. Credit to Beth England there, coming with the aggressive press, and there you see it. Fantastic from Koga.
A lovely way for Spurs to sign off, for Beth England to sign off with Spurs. As the experience departs the team. But they do have so many talented youngsters within their squad. She is a real fan favourite with all of those assembled Spurs fans who have made the journey down to the south coast. So finished, Tottenham 2, Brighton 1 here. And there were goals across the top flights as well. Sam Kerr's first half strike was enough to secure victory for Chelsea over Manchester United, but Arsenal hitting 3 goals past Liverpool means that they have wrapped up second place in the table. Everton left it incredibly late, but Mas Pacheco's 96th minute winner was enough to see off Leicester City ahead of their playoff or relegation playoff later this week. London City Lionesses stealing all 3 points with a 93rd minute winner of their own. Freya Godfrey striking against Aston Villa. And finally, Manchester City were able to canter towards their title celebrations. A 4-1 victory in East London over West Ham United. So, while Tottenham Hotspur do not move, they are able to build on their record points tally up to 36 points from 22 games this season. And as mentioned, unfortunately, Brighton and Hove Albion unable to keep pace with London City Lionesses, which sees them fall a spot in the division. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the South Coast this afternoon for what has been a fantastic closer to another incredible season of Barclays Women's Super League football. Full time here at Amex Stadium is Brighton Hove Albion 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2.